What's up, friends? Hello, hello. Look at this light. I'm so excited. Okay, cool. I am live. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys today? Happy Sunday. Welcome to Awoken TV. If you guys have not been to Awoken TV before, welcome, 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 welcome. And if you have been to Awoken TV before, welcome back. Definitely check out Awoken TV at www.awoken.tv. You can also find Awoken on the App Store. Just so you know, any of you who are tuning in on Emerge Healing and Wellness or in another group, I am not going to be able to see your comments live unless you comment here on the Awoken TV thread. So jump over to the Awoken TV page because that's how we can chat and interact here on this live tonight, okay? So welcome to those of you who don't know me. My name is Laura Mazzotta. I am an Akashic healer. I've also been a therapist for almost 20 years. I absolutely love what I do. I live in New York. I have 3 little bubbas and a puppy and a fabulous husband. And it's really my mission to share the wisdom of the Akashic records with as many people as will listen. Because I have found that after being a therapist for almost 20 years and going through my own health issues in the medical community and seeing a million specialists, I have found the Akashic records to be the most potent. Oh, yay, the comments are working tonight. Hi, Lori. Thank you so much for saying hi. I'm so excited. They haven't been working for like 3 weeks on Facebook. So good to see you. Thank you for saying hello so that I know they're working. So yeah, I found it to be truly the most efficient and effective path to healing. And that's why it literally got to the point where it didn't feel responsible for me to not scream this from the rooftops and just tell everybody about this space and how we all have access to it, and that we get to really empower ourselves by listening to our own wisdom and cultivating this relationship with our Akashic records, because that's exactly what it is. It's a relationship between you and your guides and the angels and loved ones and ascended masters. And so it can take a little time to get used to it. If you've had intuitive experience, it won't take you that much time to get used to it. But information comes through differently, right? It's using the same energy, but we're tapping into it in a different way than, say, if you were using Reiki or quantum healing or other type of mediumship. So let me know if you guys have any questions about the records, because I could literally talk about them all day and all night. I love them so much, and they've completely changed my life. So, and for Awoken TV, by the way, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but it's basically like a spiritual and metaphysical Netflix. So you can find other shows like this. You can also find courses and films from other light workers and conscious filmmakers. So let me know if you have any questions about Awoken, and thank you for being here. So we have a super full moon in Scorpio that is coming tomorrow. It's going to peak tomorrow. And how many of you have Scorpio in your natal chart? You can let me know in the comments. I don't have Scorpio. I think my Venus might be in Scorpio. I can't remember. I have to look. But other than that, I don't really have much Scorpio in my chart. I do have a Scorpio as a daughter and a mother. So we definitely have some emotions running high in this house, because what happens when we have a full moon anyway, right? When we have a full moon, it's illuminated, right? The moon is fully illuminated. And so it's shedding light on any areas within us that might feel dense. Okay, Ellen, you have some Scorpio in your chart. So when you have Scorpio in your chart, especially with like the major planets or the significant markers like your sun sign, your moon sign, your ascendant sign, your Chiron, your Jupiter, your Pluto, your Mars, your Mercury, any of those, then you're going to see more of an impact, and you can understand a little bit more. You can look it up online, how this particular moon is going to impact you. One of the things that I love to do, I actually subscribe to Moon Omens, and Moon Omens is wonderful. They do free meditations for new moons and full moons, and they have a membership that's $11.11 a month, and you get journals. You get a journal each new moon and each full moon. You get a meditation, and so I have their information here in front of me, and what they said was, you really want to look in your birth chart at wherever, I think it's 7 degrees of Scorpio is. Let me just confirm that for you guys. Yeah, 7 degrees, 7.05 degrees of Scorpio. which house of your chart is that located? So you guys can identify that. And that's what's going to tell you how the moon is going to impact you. That's the area it's going to impact you. So every house within the natal chart is, it rules a different area of our lives, right? And so when you identify which house the moon is currently in when it's full, then you're going to be able to know what area of your life is going to be impacted and kind of wonky. But in general, when we're looking at this super full moon in Scorpio, so we're not just looking at a full moon. Hi, Anne, good to see you. We're not just looking at a full moon that's illuminating those areas that we want to release and that no longer serve us. But this one in particular is interesting because not only is it super, so we have we're going to feel its energy more palpably, but it's in the sun sign of Taurus right now as well. And Taurus and Scorpio are the exact opposites in signs in astrology, okay? So when we look at these exact opposites, Taurus is an earth sign. It's very grounding, right? And Scorpio is very watery. Yeah, I know. I started feeling wonky yesterday too, Lori. And I was like, why do I feel so wonky today? And then I looked it up because I was like, wait, isn't there a full moon coming? And I realized, I was like, oh yeah, that's why. That's exactly why I was starting to feel the energy already. But I'm glad you're aware of that because it really does assist us with understanding ourselves more intimately when we have an awareness of what's going on in the cosmos. And we often get to the point where we tend to blame ourselves or question ourselves or doubt ourselves or judge ourselves when things come up like that. But when we're really able to notice that it's truly an impact of just the energy moving through our system, then it takes some of that pressure off, right? And it takes us out of that ego analysis of everything that's going on and how do we fix it and what do we do wrong and all of that, right? Yeah, so give yourself some grace, Lori, and some gentleness and ease for yourself while you're moving through this energy. And the full moon energy always exists 3 days before and 3 days after the full moon. So you have a nice little span here to be able to take some time to identify those areas that you'd like to release. So what are those areas that are coming forward with the Scorpio new moon or full moon? So what they're talking about is really attachment, right? Because with Taurus, we like to be grounded. And with Scorpio, it's all about like that intimate, sensual connection, right? So we want to be able to rely on connection with this full moon in the sign of Scorpio, but alongside this sun in Taurus. We want to be able to keep our awareness and our energy field open to new attachments. But in order to do so, we have to release the ones that are no longer serving us. So it's really important for us to identify, and we can do it here tonight on this live if you guys are open to sharing. What is it? What attachments do you have in your life that are no longer serving you or that you feel like are not just weighing you down, but making you stagnant, making you feel like, it's fine, but it doesn't really light me up. It doesn't help me get to that next level. Now, these might not just be relationships, okay? I have like fuzzies flying around my face right now. Not really sure where these came from. But it can be attachments to old stories. It can be attachments to fixating on your health. Like that's been one of my attachments over the past month. It can be fixation on food. It can be an attachment to food. It can be an attachment to cigarettes or alcohol or marijuana or, so it can be attachments to anything. And one of the things that I love so much, my favorite point that came from Jay Shetty's book, Think Like a Monk, was that he said that the primary reason for suffering in our world is the fact that we have attachments. Because when we release our attachments and realize that absolutely everything in our universe that exists in our lives is borrowed from spirit, and that's a hard one to grasp. It's a hard one to swallow. Thinking that my kids are borrowed, thinking that everything that even my physical body is borrowed on this planet. And once we realize that everything is borrowed from spirit and that ultimately everything belongs to the universe, then we don't hold and grip onto it so tightly. And we start to identify this as not like a static moment in our lives, but energy moving through. So it's like, okay, this relationship is moving through my life. This physical body is moving through my spiritual experience. This attachment that I have to work is just a transient shift, energetic movement through my field. It's not a static, rigid, stuck in a box fact. Okay, so it allows us to reassess and reevaluate. We always have the opportunity to release on a full moon, but this one's really beautiful because it really gives us the opportunity to allow ourselves to just receive the illumination and identify, okay, and we'll go through I'm going to take you guys through a quick meditation on this too. But to identify in your physical body, where are you feeling like the dark spots are existing? And how can we shift those? Okay? All right, let me just check in with the comments. Hi, Darlene. So good to see you. Thank you for tagging, honey. Yeah, the health thing, dealing with your legs. Yep, I have leg pain too with autonomic neuropathy. So I feel you, my friend. That's all about fear with moving forward, having trouble. And when we talk about stagnation, right? Like getting stuck and like feeling like, we're just not moving much, right? Like this relationship or this attachment doesn't bother me so much, but it also doesn't light me up inside. So that's the really important piece here. Try to maybe make a list, put a line down your paper, and on the left side of your paper, list all of your attachments. And on the right side of your paper, you can identify how much does this light me up on a scale of 1 to 10. And then keep anything over 6 and up, and then identify, what am I willing to release? What am I really willing to let go of? And that's hard. I remember when I was actually journaling on this last night, and I was just like, oof, there's a lot of stuff that I know I'm holding on to. And so I don't want you to feel pressure to like release it all. In fact, don't, because when you do too much, we have 11 people watching. Yay. Love the number 11 with super full moon energy too. But when you release too much at once, it's going to be hard on your system. It's going to be hard on your energy, and be gentle with yourself. Okay. So you want to pick one area where you're going to start to release that attachment and take baby steps if you need to, right? Depends on how much it's impacting you in a negative way or in a way that it's keeping you stagnant. Okay. All right. So let's do a quick meditation here so we can just identify, what's really coming forward for you uniquely. So everybody close your eyes, take a deep breath in. And I just want you to picture that you're laying down in a field. You're very safe. There's no wildlife around. There's nobody else around. And you can see this gorgeous full moon above you in the sky. It's dark outside. You can see the edges so clearly. It's a perfectly clear night. You can see the stars shining around the moon. And I just want you to allow your whole system to be illuminated. You can start with really feeling all that light on the outside of your body, gracing your skin. Allowing this light to really sink into your physical body, all the way from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers, to the top of your head. Knowing that this light is illuminating every cell of your being, every system of the body, every organ, your bloodstream, your immune system. And I just want you to identify as you're laying there and receiving all of this light, this beautiful feminine energy. What part of your physical body do you feel still needs illumination? That's just resisting that light a little bit. And I want you to really breathe into that area, allowing yourself to open up more space for the light to enter. You can even imagine that there's just this little sprinkling of moon dust being placed in that area. So it can be very gently exposed to this illumination. Allow the light to really sink in. And then I want you to imagine that this light is sifting through the back of your physical body, right? So it's soaking in from the top as you're laying there receiving the light from the full moon, sinking down through your skin into the systems of the body, and then exiting out the back of your physical body. And then as you stand up and you look down, you can see the outline of your physical body in moon dust on the ground. And you can pinpoint exactly where those areas were that still felt dark or still had some resistance and were having trouble receiving the light. And I want you to put your finger up to the moon, allowing yourself to absorb all of this moonlight. And bring it down to those areas on your imprint on the ground, and just touching and activating with light those areas that need a little extra magic, a little extra activation, a little extra healing. Take a deep breath in to integrate this energetic shift. And I want you to just express gratitude to yourself, to the moon, and to all of this energy that has now been sifted onto Mother Earth, allowing her to absorb and use this energy for her own, for transformation, for the collective, or for the planet. And I want you to ask Mother Earth how this energy supports the collective or the planet. Because you've just offered your own life force energy to the planet. You've just offered your own transmutation of that dense energy within you to the collective. You don't have attachment to it anymore. You're no longer attached to all of that density that existed within you. And you're not even attached to the light that sifted through, because you know that it's abundant and that it's ever flowing, and it will always be gracing you with its presence, and you will never run out. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments. Let me know how that experience was for you. Or if there was a certain area of your body that you feel really needs attention. Making sure you continue to breathe and just drink some water just to move some of this energy. So this is one way to release, right? We just did a very gentle release tonight. A lot of times I will release with tapping. The most common one with full moons and new moons is to write down everything that you'd like to release that no longer serves you. So in this way, in this sense, we would be releasing anything that no longer serves us when it comes to attachment, okay? So I'm gonna burn some Palo Santo for us, just to assist this energy. I love that, Lori. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Throat, heart, and solar plexus, okay. Oh, my lighter's not working. Let's see if I can use it over here, hold on. If not, I will clear for you guys. If my lighter is dead, then I will clear for you guys after I get off this live. Just, I mean, it's not necessary, but it's just like an extra level of assistance. It's busted. So, adding lighters to the list. And I will burn this lovely Palo Santo for you guys and assist us with just releasing this energy at an even deeper level and really scattering it. That's what I love about burning, is that, you know, you really get that tangible experience of whether you're burning what you've written or you're burning Palo Santo and you see the ashes, you know, it really gives you that tangible feeling of distributing this energy that no longer serves you to the collective, to the universe, to the planet, right? Because it's needed by someone else. It's energy, right? Your system may not have known how to cultivate it, but it doesn't mean that it's not beneficial to someone else. Okay. So anyway, let me know if you guys have any other thoughts or questions about this full moon, or about just what you'd like to release and how to support yourself in doing so. Because this energy is going to be available for another 4 days. And this is a time when you can put out your crystals to charge, when you can create moon water by putting out water, even with crystals in it if you'd like, and then drinking that the next day. You can speak your intentions to the universe after you've released. A lot of times people only set intentions on the new moon, but you can also set them on the full moon. It completely depends on how the moon cycle works with your energy. I've actually been doing this really beautiful journaling practice at night over the past 10 days or so. And one of the things that it does is assist us with identifying where we are in the moon cycle and what's going on with us emotionally in our physical bodies, our activities during the day, our energy level. And for women, you can also track your menstrual cycle along with it to identify how the moon phases line up with your cycles as a woman. Okay. So I find it so fascinating, and I find that I feel more connected to the moon. It was funny because I was driving home the other night and I saw the moon, and I just felt like I had a relationship with her in a way that I hadn't in the past. And I think it's just because I have, you know, our intentions, when we set our intentions, when we put our attention on something, that grows for us, right? And so since I've been putting more attention towards that experience and that connection has grown even more, and it just feels more intimate and so loving and so nurturing and supportive. So I really encourage you to allow yourself to feel that, to allow yourself to be bathed in the moonlight, to tune into the Moon Omens free meditation on their YouTube channel tomorrow night at 9:45 Eastern, because there's thousands of people who meditate in the full moonlight. And it's so beautiful to be able to share this together and to be able to connect with this level of intimacy and spiritual practice, right? Like when we meditate together, it expands. When we pray together, it expands. Same thing goes with moon ceremonies. So hi, Sherry. Thank you so much for being here, honey. I hope you're having a good Sunday. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Happy full moon in Scorpio, full super moon in Scorpio. And I'm really excited to have my ritual tomorrow night with Moon Omens. And I will burn after we get off here. And I will see you guys next Sunday night. I'll read this in a second, Sherry. Yes. Next Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Oh, thanks for dropping that, Cassidy. I've been hearing this supermoon in Scorpio is causing havoc on us, bringing emotions to the surface. Yes, there's a lot of very intense emotion around this, and it's because Scorpio and Taurus are opposite signs. Uranus is also opposite the full moon right now, and Uranus is all about it's a little bit rebellious. Uranus is a little bit rebellious. So it's definitely going to bring up a little bit of that feisty, no, I don't want to be stuck anymore. Let me get out of this shit, right? So Uranus is part of that too. Not to mention that this is a super moon, right? So it's larger, which means that it's closer to us, which means we're going to feel its energy more intensely. You can also look to see where Scorpio is in your chart, Sherry, specifically 7 degrees of Scorpio. Find out which house that's in, and that's going to indicate the area of your life that this moon energy is going to impact. Okay? All right, guys, I love you. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you next week. Bye.